There we go. I'm super excited to talk about customer engagement and customer service and how we keep our customers coming back for more. I've got a couple of things to share from Tariq and some of the things that I learned over the course of um, my work with customers. And then I also brought my head of support from Event Hawk as well to talk about customer service and how he does his thing, which is great. And then I'd love to hear from everybody what they do to engage their customers and their customer service tips and tricks. Be great. So we're going to go ahead and start off with how do we keep our customers engaged? We'll get to the customer service, but first of all, what are some things that we do to keep our customers coming back for more? So I wanted to share, let's see. Oh, I can't. Yes, I can. One of the things that Tariq used a while back that was really, really successful and really fun. So this is a graphic that he just went on Canva and he made. And he very simply put, which would you rent? And then had people comment emojis based on which of the units they would rent out. And I guess unsurprisingly, people kind of went crazy over the number of which of the units they would rent out. And they were just really excited to choose. Another great one that I've seen on Facebook recently is we had a person post, hey, name my unit. You know, the fluffy unicorn, the pink monstrosity. Pick a name for my unit. And I saw a huge amount of customer engagement just with that. And getting those leads from posting engaging content and then having people respond and then following up with them. So those are just two examples of things that I've seen to get your customers engaged. And I sort of want to open up the floor a little bit here and things that have worked for you in the past or are currently working for you to get people interested in your inventory. And we can start with, yeah. John, what about you? Why don't you start us off? How do you get your engagement going?
Uh, um, well, I mean, I don't know. I'm been in the business so long that it's word of mouth that for a lot of people at this point. It's like it's not like where I've got to do things like this. I I I think on Facebook these days, it's taking lots of pictures of your current events, and I didn't have a chance this weekend to really show my events, but this weekend here, my company, we did balloons for graduation. We did two different casino nights. We had an arcade game rental. We did a whole bunch of backyard bounce drop offs, and we did one, two, three, four, five major companies, schools, recreation departments, civic associations, that we did as well. So like what you name it, a movie night too. You name it. My company did it this past weekend. It was in our book. The only thing I didn't do was DJ, but everything else, this past weekend that we normally do, we did. My wife did it, even did a yard card. So photo favors. We did that. I mean, like I'm telling you, we last weekend just on Saturday alone, I can't tell you how many different marks that we hit with all the different equipment. And diversity, I think, is good. But I think your Facebook presence, a lot of your competitors, they can say they have X, Y, or Z, but if you can actually show on a weekly basis, photos of events that you are doing in that week, you get your customers to know that, look, this a lot of people are using me. Why aren't you? So and your competitors may not have that much business. I was kind of amazed, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong here, but I don't know if I was feeling a little cocky, but I was amazed that a couple of my competitors were advertising, you know, book your summer party now, and I'm thinking to myself, where do you have the energy to ask them to book your summer party now? My guy's first day off will be tomorrow. All my guys will the first day off in like 2 weeks since Memorial Day will be off tomorrow. And we actually turned down a casino night and a school carnival so we can give our guys off because they have been going nonstop. And I can't even tell you when they come back on Thursday what we've got in store Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I mean, it's insane. So I'm just saying to myself, how do these guys even have time? We're going to be zooming right till the weekend after July 4th. And then we're going to be very, very happy to have a slow 2 weeks after that so we can put our warehouse back together. Because I don't know about the rest of you, August is a huge camp month, right? Do a lot. I love August. August, you do a lot of work during the week and you kind of have a little bit of your weekends to yourself because everyone's on vacation. Then the minute Labor Day happens, you blink and it's Halloween, and so then it's all over. So that's
Knock on wood, John.
yeah. Well, listen,
That 2 weeks, that 2 weeks you have down, someone's gonna book it now that they hear that you're free.
Yeah. Listen, we try to plan. We've definitely planned some vacation time, around that time there, because if not, you will just get so burnt out,
Treat
So
yourself.
yeah. So, but my son is born. My son is my right man, and man is born around August 22nd. So we try to plan a vacation around that time of year. So if my other guys want to have off, at the end of July, take some time off. We set that aside for them to have off, and we try to not take as much. You don't have to take everything, even if it's given to you. Sometimes you definitely need to just take a pause because if not, you'll burn your staff out and you'll burn yourself out.
That's awesome advice. Actually, that's really great. So I wanted to wrap it up with all fantastic tips. But I was wondering, like in a word, and everybody can think about this, like how do you want your customers to talk about you? Like when they talk about your rental business, like in a word, what do you want them saying about your business, John? Would it be consistency?
Don't worry, be happy.
Be happy.
That's my
I love
tagline.
it. I
Yeah.
love
I see your quote.
Don't worry, be happy. That's the main thing. You call us, we're gonna show up, we're gonna be there on time, and our equipment's gonna work, and you're not gonna be embarrassed.
Awesome, dependable, reliable. I love it. That's awesome. Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing, John. Let's go ahead and go to, I'm so glad you're here, Caleb, because I had you in mind with this particular topic, because with your social media, basically your social media marketing and all the things that you post, I'm wondering, how do you want your customers to describe you in a word, and what do you do to engage people?
Is my thing working? There we go.
Almost there.
There we go. In one word, I want them to describe it as epic. Just epic, because it's super cool and it's nothing people do. So that's what whoa, look, it's two Brandons. That's all.
There we go. I love it. Epic, epic. And so what are some of the things that you do to leave that that idea in your customers' minds? Like what do you promote? How do you do that?
So we've only had like one bookings or one event so far.
Mhm.
Because it's a little bit different than a bounce house, typical
Right.
stuff. But we pushed on making sure that we actually showed up like 4 hours earlier than we were going to be, so the client got way more extra time. Didn't cost me anything, made it a little bit easier to get it down there faster. At the end of the night, I checked in with them because we stayed because it was a long distance event. And checked in with them. They had about half an hour left, and he's like, dude, we're having so much fun. Like, this is the coolest thing ever. I said, do you want it for another hour? No charge, like whatever. I'm already here until 1 o'clock in the morning, so might as well, whatever. And they were like, oh my God, yes. So they loved it and they left 5-star reviews. And so I just try to give them extra things that I probably would have already done anyways, but you just kind of package it to look like it's going above and beyond. It is above and beyond, but it's not as big of a deal to me as it is to them.
Epic.
I love it. Yay. And those 5-star reviews, they mean a lot. Absolutely. So you know, when you're going above and beyond, you're there early, you stay late. I'm not saying everybody can do that, but definitely, you know, going the extra mile can mean, you know, more social proof that you are epic. Awesome. That's really,
Absolutely.
I like that. Excellent. Yay. Okay. Fantastic. So Adriano, what about you? Your business from a customer's perspective, one word, what would you like them to say about you?
Um, I would like them to say, I don't, basically, ANS Party Rentals, they work with us. They, nice place to, you know, if you need, anything for your event, just call them. Basically, right now, man, I'm still trying to pick up my business off the floor. I'm just seeing, I don't know, basically. I don't know what to say.
No, that's good. This is a good starting point. So it's definitely, it takes some time to think about how you want people to talk about you, because we all have ideas about like what we, you know, what we want. But when people are saying, hey, I'm going to recommend ANS Party Rentals to somebody else, like what are they going to say? And if they say excellent customer service, then you've achieved what you're looking for, right? So in order to get them to say that about you, how do you do that?
What sets you aside
How
from
do
the competitors in your area? That's what you have to think about.
I didn't hear you.
What sets you aside from your competitors in your area? Do you have the you know, the best bounce houses around? Are yours the cleanest around? Is your staff friendly? You know, if they call you on a Saturday, are you answering the phone? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I mean, I can tell you there was a lot of comments on one particular dolly manufacturer on Facebook this week who one of the sales reps was not very kind to a motivated buyer. But things like that, you got to think about what's going to set you in your business aside for it. And you say you're trying to pick your business up. If there's any questions or anything to help, we can help you out with that. You know, definitely let us, let us know in the group there, because, you know, I'm sure everyone has some ideas on how to help you.
Yeah, but that's what I'm looking. That's why I come to the round table. You know, I'm trying to pick up these ideas of, you know, you guys has been out there the longest. You know, trying to get a little to see how, you know, how, because I mean my first year, so trying to get knowledge to see, you know, how to run my business. I pick up off you guys that's been out there for the longest. You know, trying to learn. You know,
Just when you're
I
out
have
there,
never did this. I never did this before. So
when you're out there this next week, before the
sorry,
round, can you hear me? When you're out there this week, and
you're cutting off. I think
am I in or not? Can anybody else hear me?
Yeah, I can do it.
Yeah, you're good.
So when you're out there for the next week before the next roundtable, just think about one question that you want to ask the group next Tuesday. Something that you're struggling with, something that you want help with, or I really wish my company could do X, or I really wish I knew how to do Y. And just write that down when you think about it. What is your biggest want for next week? Be very, very direct. And this way here, hopefully we can help you with it, and we can see, you know, what you can do. What are you not doing? Are you not getting enough rentals? You know, what can we help? What can we help you to you know, to push you further, you know, get you to where your goals are.
I love homework.
I know it's very good. I'm pushing it out there. You know, I'm trying to then do the ad. I'm doing the Google ads. You know, I'm doing a Facebook, family and friends, pushing it out there on their Facebook. You know, being just started, so I'm learning to see how can I push my business out there to the, you know, to the
How many
area
units
that
do you
I'm.
have?
Huh?
How many units?
Right now, I'm working with 3 units.
Okay, and are 3 units going out every single week?
Huh?
Are your units going out every single week?
I haven't gotten a rental yet. I was working with one person,
Okay.
but
Do
I
you
canceled
have
her party. So
on the weekends? Do you have any farmers markets by you?
I do. I
So
do.
why don't you see if I don't know if you have insurance, but if you have insurance, why don't you see if you can set up your bounce house at the farmer's market and make sure that you know what your prices are, you know where you're going to go, and hand out cards, and then let the kids come in and have fun. You don't have to stay there the whole day. Stay there maybe 3-4 hours and hand out some cards. Get the kids to experience it. Always when a child at an event is having a great time, doesn't want to, and coming off the bounce house kicking and screaming, my bounce house did its job. And hey, he had such a great time here today. She had such a great time here today. Wouldn't you love to have it for your next party? And just think about what you want to charge. Have your cards ready. If you don't have cards made up, go to Staples. You can get some really cheap cards made up real quickly, and just get that going. This way here, you right now, those bounce houses should not be sitting in your collecting dust. This is high season. You should be really busy. So make it rain. Make it rain. Go out to the farmers market. Find a good one that gets a lot of traffic. Talk to them. They're gonna love it. You go to them and say to them, hey, listen. Instead of just coming shopping for the vegetables, bring the kids by too, because A&S is gonna be there with their fabulous bounce houses. If you actually give them a deposit at the event, they're going to give you a $25 credit off, or give them a coupon off, but they got to book that day. They can't go home and get it. They got to book that day. So you might leave with some money, some leads. Be ready to do business. Bring somebody who can watch the bounce, and then make sure you have pens, contracts, paper, whatever you need to do to start getting some business out there. And that's my advice to you, to try to drum up something. I in the very, very beginning, I used to do pay for play at schools where people had money, all right? And I wouldn't charge the school anything for it, okay? Did I care if I made money that day? No. All I cared about is that there was a school of 200 students and 200 customers, and that hopefully by the end of the day, if I got 50 of them to be my customer, and if 50 kids were my customers, at every party there was usually always 30 kids. So that I turned my 50 customers that I got into 1,500 customers, and they tell your friends, and so on and so on, and and 30 plus years. All right. So it's just a little advice for you to try to get out there and make it happen.
Thank you so much, John. That's really great. And I think it's really awesome that he's emphasizing to be prepared. So it's one thing to like be set up and like get into your local events, your festivals, your farmers markets, everything. But if you show up unprepared, you don't have the right staff, you don't have your business cards ready, or you don't know your prices, then that can be, unhelpful, to say the least, right? So make sure that you're completely ready, you have all of your ducks in a row, and then that can lead to much bigger things. So really, really great on that. And then I love homework, so I think everybody can come back, including you, John. You can come in with a question about inflatable office. So I went to the inflatable office knowledge base about hidden items, and can you add, what was it? You wanted to be able to add the cost of repairs to each of your units. So in the knowledge base, you can ask questions like that, and it comes up with articles in the knowledge base. So I actually put that in our last webinar in the links, the resources for that. So yeah, I want to know more. Actually, your questions, you might have to send them to me early so I can do the research and figure out the answers before we get there. But everybody else, like, bring your questions so that we can talk about them. So thank you for that. All right.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so Kathy just joined us. Kathy, what do you think about engaging your customers? And how do you do that? How do you get customers to book with you? How do you keep your content engaging?
I'm in a very loud place, so probably not gonna be able to hear me, or I'm not gonna be able to talk too much before they start screaming again.
All good.
Regards to engaging with our customers, we live in a very rural area,
Mhm.
and so we don't do anything for free. And what we always promote is safety, safety, safety. And matter of fact, we're getting more returns, more of the of governmental agencies that are now booking with us because we are so on top of safety. We had an event a year ago, and the other company donated their bounce house. It was like a water slide on pavement with no tie downs, no anchors, and no supervision except for kids. And the generators went out, the bounce house went down with kids, 15 kids up on the top. It was just like one thing after another. And we had our jump houses there that we made them pay for, which we also staffed, which we also made sure we had all the tie downs, but we had someone next to the generator just in case it goes down. And we didn't have a single incident. But because of that, they asked for more jump houses this year, as well as wanting us to, staff our own again, as well as the whole thing that they stated was because of our safety. And because of that, we ended up getting sheriff's night out, community night outs. I don't do any festivals because that's too chaotic for us. And it's just my husband and I. And it's a lot of birthdays, of course. And even, $1,000 birthdays now that will keep 2 staff members for 6 hours. And it's a birthday party of 4. So, it's our biggest thing as well, and still is promoting the safety.
I love it. Thank you so much, Kathy. And we love husband-wife teams. That's super exciting. Like I love, you roll bounce houses together, you stay together, right? Like that's how it goes, right? So nothing for free. I think that's definitely a good rule to live by. And then I like it in one word, safety. So when we use that service, you're going to have a safe experience, and that's worth promoting. That's excellent. Sheriff's night out. I've never heard of a sheriff's night out. That's cool. I wrote that down. I'm like, that's an interesting, you're a rural area. So now where are you at, Kathy?
I'm currently in Florida at the second at a jump place for my grandkids, but we live in Colorado, Montrose, Colorado.
Oh, nice. Okay. I love it. Well, thank you for tuning in while you're with your grandkids. Thank you so much for sharing. That's awesome. And then Colorado, wow. So she's also got a shorter season. We've got New York here, right? So there's definitely some seasonal businesses here. So taking advantage of those events and then making sure you're the word in dependability, you're epic, you have excellent customer service, you promote safety. Like these are all great things to maximize your customer engagement. That's awesome. I love it. Okay, that marks about the halfway mark. So I wanted to kind of switch over to another aspect of working with customers, and that's the service side. So the things that we want to live by when it comes to service. So we've engaged the customers in our variety of ways. We've gotten them to book with us. So what are some of the things that help us keep those customers or help them to keep returning is really what it is. So it's very similar, right? You get them engaged, you get them excited, and then how do you keep them coming back? So one of the tips that I did for research here, which is really important, and it's being a good listener. So how many of us are so busy that we forget to like stop a second and actually listen to the person that's talking. Right. This is just like a really simple thing, but it's so hard because I know my mind is like 50 different directions. And so when I'm speaking with someone, I really have to like actively say, okay, I'm not going to, take notes. I'm really just going to listen to what this person needs and then meet that particular need. And sometimes it's not about giving them what they want. That's a different sort of thing. Like people want a lot of things. They think they want a lot of things, but that's not necessarily what they need. And I want to try and explain that better, but like I'm trying to someone may think they want a discount. I know Stacy has come in. I'm gonna name drop Stacy again because I'm missing her in our roundtable tonight again, which is okay. I'm gonna message her later. But one of the things she said is that she has a lot of customers who come in and their first question is, what's the discount? What's the discount? And so consider that, that's what they want, but is it really what they want? When it comes to Kathy mentioning, like, I'm going to give you this bounce house for free, but it's not going to be safe. I'm not going to man it. I'm not going to give you any of the equipment that's good. I'm just going to throw it out there. And then what happens with that? There's no return business. They go with the competitor. So listening to that need and then like, what is it that they actually need? I can tell you what you need because I know, like, I'm the business owner. I know my equipment. I know what it is you need. And so being able to get them to that conclusion themselves takes a lot of listening and figuring out how to get them there. And then maybe that's where we have Quita coming in and saying, hey, like, I don't work with everybody, like I work with people who will work with me and respect me and what I need. So that's, something to consider when it comes to that. So there's lots more when it comes to customer service. But I'd love for Brandon to kind of weigh in when it comes to customer service at EventHawk and your experience in general. He's had other jobs also that deal with that. What are some things that you can recommend for keeping customers coming back, taking care of them, and making sure that they walk away with what they need? Maybe not necessarily what they want, but what they need.
I think just like paying attention, right? Picking up like context clues, like focusing on your customer on big time. Another thing is I always just try to stay positive, right? Even when people are upset or mad or angry, right? Normally people just need to get over that, right? They need to let it out and then they're fine, right? I've dealt with quite a bit of angry clients before, right? And I used to work in sales over at Yelp. So, trying to cold call people, no go. Some of you business owners might have gotten a few Yelp phone calls, right? You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So, again, I always try to stay positive. And I work with the customer, right? If you really want them, you work with them, right? And that's what I say. I say that too. I straight up say that. I'm like, here, I'm here to work with you, not against you. What can we do? Right? Like, what can we do to, get this resolved? What can we do to, move things along, whatever, like something like that.
I love it. Thank you so much for sharing that. So I don't know, is there a line where, like you're positive, right? But is there a line that you just don't put up with? And we don't have to necessarily talk about EventHawk, but I'm thinking about a few examples of parents that I've worked with in the past. As a teacher, you get to work with a lot of very interesting individuals. And sometimes they become upset over things that happen. And I'm just wondering, where is that line that you draw, like between I'm going to stay positive and then instead I need to be calm under pressure and I need to, resolve the situation. What is that line for you?
I feel like it's different for everybody.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody's got a different line, right? I think it's just knowing yourself, like your own moral values, who you are, right? At the end of the day, right? Like if you're okay with doing it, then, and that's okay for you and your business, and it's going to help the customer, then, more than likely you want to do it, right? But if you feel wrong about it, then don't do it. Right. Like people said, you can turn down business. I've heard a few, I do my trainings every Tuesday. talked to a lot of business owners. I heard a lot of stories. I've heard a few stories where they show up and there's like broken glass all over the ground and like, um, livestock running around and, you know, the business owner is a bit hesitant to leave their brand new bounce house they just picked up. And that was the first time they were dropping it off. Right. So again, they ended up leaving it there. That business owner did have an incident. A kid took a Sharpie and drew in it. So, it's up to you, right? He didn't want to do it, right? But he ultimately sided with the fact that the person booked online, right, and already paid, right? So he just went with it and did it, but he felt wrong about it. And I just think that goes back to, if you feel like it's wrong, then you shouldn't do it, right? Your line, basically.
I like that. That's excellent. So know your own line and be able to have that set of expectations ahead of time, I think is really important. So having the emotional intelligence to, say like, this is my line and I'm not willing to cross it no matter what, is a really great idea. And then also when it comes to customer service, being creative also with those solutions. So, hey, I'm going to be willing to leave my brand new bounce house, but consider that a kid is going to write on it in Sharpie. So what am I going to do about that? Am I going to have a damage deposit? Am I going to charge that person? Am I going to never rent to them again? And knowing that that is the policy that I want to adhere to, I think consistency with that is also a good idea. So I'll go ahead. Thank you so much, Brandon, for sharing that. I'll go ahead and open up to the group here and just your thoughts about customer service and maybe what we've said so far.
Firing the customer. That's what it's called, Brandon, right? Firing the customer. Customer is not somebody that you want to deal with. You can fire them. We fired a customer who wanted a casino event for Tuesday. They had called us 2 other times and they wasted our time 2 other times. And I said, look, we don't hear from you by this time on Thursday night, we're not doing it. They called on Monday and they said, well, yeah, we work remote on Friday. That's why we didn't get a hold of you guys and stuff like that. Like, oh, I'm so sorry. I could have done it. So I'm so sorry. We really needed to hear from you, by Thursday at 5 o'clock. And because you couldn't do that for us, we can't make it happen. We do hope you find a company that can help you out. We appreciate the opportunity. And we hope you have a wonderful time at your event. Give us a call next time if you got a little more time to plan. And that was it. And killed him with kindness. I was not going to have these people think that we're sitting home washing our hair. Well, not really, but
You already did that.
Yes, a little bit too aggressively. But anyhow, so you like you don't want to seem like desperate with people when people don't want to respect you. I mean, and all they had to do really to move forward with us was to on Thursday at 5 o'clock give us a call. I'm really sorry. Is it okay with you? Can we really think we want to do this? We're not sure. Can we call you Monday? Would that be okay? If they would have just been a little bit more respectful of our staff and their time to be able to plan appropriately, so we would have done it. But being that they had no respect for us, we had no respect for them at that point, and done. But I never got nasty. I didn't tell them, listen, you know what? Because you didn't respond to me, and I think you're, full of beans that you guys couldn't talk because you worked remotely, on Friday. I personally take it as an insult, and I think that they were looking for a better option or a cheaper option. Let's say not a better option, a cheaper option. And when they couldn't find that, they were like, "Oh well, we want you guys." And I'm like, "Nope, nope. That's just not gonna happen." And so we fired the customer, and that's it. And we've got a note. This will be the 3rd time that we've sent a proposal out to the customer last minute to do something. And we've got a note in there that when they call us up next time, we're busy. We're busy. What date? Oh, I'm so sorry. We're busy. We'd love to help you out. So sorry. We're not going to even entertain them. The thing. but you have to be confident enough that you have enough business that you can turn down, a customer that just doesn't fit right. If you do the impossible for a very bad customer, then you have to expect whatever you get at that event, because you teach the customer how to treat you, and not only you, your staff. And if people are not going to be respectful, to you to a point, then that's it. You just got to learn, walk away and fire the customer. Yes. Hi, how are you? There you go. So
He
that's my
agreed
2 cents.
with that.
Absolutely. Yeah, he agreed. And
He
I
agreed.
know I'm a dealer for casino parties, so I know you need time to like plan it, because the dealers need time to plan it out.
They gotta be ready to work, and you just don't want potluck. You just don't want the last 5 dealers that are available for an event.
Exactly. I've worked with a few of those.
Oh my God. You got the guy. Do you have the guys and gals that the minute the food comes out, they want to try to run for the
Oh yeah. No, I had one. I worked for 3 companies I deal for, and one of my companies is so strict, you're not even allowed to look at the food. like literally, you're not allowed to look at it.
Well, listen, at a casino party, sometimes they can have 10, 15 dealers, right? Okay. And if they had to pay that catering hall another cost for 15 more dealers, it would be insane. I mean, at some of these places, I mean, I don't know your market, but like up by me, that could be another $1,500 on their bill. I got one hall that loves having us there, so that when we do their events there, they will set up. They'll give us pasta and chicken in it, but they'll set up a room for the dealers to eat, and we'll have a designated break time,
Oh,
and
nice.
they'll make
That's
sure.
so nice.
Yeah, but listen, but when the dealers get a phone call and we say, hey, we're going to be at XYZ catering hall, they're like, oh, me, please, me, I'll do it, because they're happy to be
They
there.
know. Yeah, they know.
And they're going to smile a lot more, and they're going to feel better about the night and everything else like that, and it's it's great, because think about it. I mean, when you go out and deal, all right, you're missing that little one right there.
Yep.
Right. So definitely you don't want to go out and be missing that little one, and then having to deal with disrespectful people, sitting across from you. What game do you deal?
I do blackjack and roulette. I do mainly roulette. So much fun.
Yeah, I can't. I'm sorry. Roulette's the one game I can't stand. I don't keep stacking the chips. That's just the one thing. I don't like it. My son does it. I don't like it, because I just like, at the end I'm like, stack the chips again. And then if you ever do mitzvahs, right? When you do
Yep, I've done the mitzvah.
Yeah. So you give the kid 35 chips, all right? Okay. And every single hand, he's gonna place all 35 chips.
Yep.
You're like, no, you don't understand, buddy. You don't have to place them all. And then at that point, they're thinking, all right, you're only getting 15 chips. And that's it. I'd rather do dice. I'd rather do dice all day, craps or poker, or even blackjack. It's like I have to learn not to smile when I crush the table.
That's Amanda's problem. She did it with me.
Oh man. So I do blackjack. But like you said, I have bookie. So like I'm the one who gets to stay home, and then Team LeBlanc goes and deals as a family. At all.
My brother do it with me.
Yeah, so they all do it
Nice.
together.
Nice.
But my thing was, whenever I'd get 21 as the dealer, like my face, I don't hide my expressions very well. So I'd be like, I mean, gosh darn it, you guys, like, 21.
You know what I tell them? You know what I tell them all the time? I said, my nickname is, right? When I grab all the chips, Pac-Man. Start eating up all the chips.
I'm gonna use that.
It's great. It's great.
love
It's really great.
Are you
Make
blackjack, John? What are you? What do you?
I run it all. I can do any game. I hate roulette, but I can do any game. Blackjack, all kinds of different poker games. I run tournaments for Phil Gordon. He does the American Cancer Society when he was big and coming into New York. We were the only company he called for his events. And but we blackjack, roulette, dice. I like dice. If you're at my dice table, I call it Dice 101. You know, you
I gotta
sit
come
there-
to you because
sit
I don't know
there
how to do craps. I do
Oh my
not.
God. If you know how to do roulette, it's the easiest thing in the world to
Really?
do. It's real easy.
It was
Okay.
hard.
No problem.
It looks so hard.
No. It's simple. I will tell you a quick story. Like John has no quick stories, but I will tell you a quick story. When I first played craps, I played craps in AC. I can't remember the name of the casino, something with a Western theme to it. But anyhow, this guy said, "Yeah, come on me. I'll teach you how to do it." Well, one of the things I always tell people: don't let your hands go over the rail, because I was playing there and my hand was over the rail, and somebody's dice hit my hand, and I sevened the table out, and I was not a popular guy at that point.
Oh, you were
But-
not.
No, but thankfully I'm a large guy, and I was like, screw it, I ain't leaving, So I kept playing and playing. The guy that was teaching me, he was like, don't worry about it. It happens. And but the casino was happy. It was 7 out, so it was crazy. But yeah, I could teach you. I could teach you. And sometimes what I've done for other companies too is, like, sometimes they'll call me up and they'll ask me, hey, can I deal that night? There, or can I go have any guys that can deal? And if we're booked and I'm just too crazy, I say, look, you know what? Wednesday, Thursday, bring your team over. I'll set up the table, and as long as they can stay for an hour, and they're not gonna get pissy about it. I will teach them and reteach them, how to deal. When in 2006, we were extremely busy with casino parties. We had 3 to 4 crews in New York City every single day from after Thanksgiving right up until about maybe 3 days before Christmas Eve. And so what I had to do when I was preparing for that busy time there, we did a Craigslist ad. Remember Craigslist? And we said, hey, if anybody wants to deal, you want to learn, you don't know the game. And we did 3 trainings. They had to bring their dress attire to see how they were going to look. And we had our top dealers. I paid my top dealers, but we taught them roulette, poker, blackjack, craps, and as they were dealing, me and my one of my main casino managers was walking around the room to see who had the best skill, who could count. All right, very easy way if you want to learn how to do blackjack. I tell all new blackjack dealers, take a deck of cards when you're home, and just turn 2 cards over, keep adding. This way here, if they can add, because a lot of people, when they get to the black table, they can't add, and that's one of the most embarrassing things for a blackjack dealer or for the company, if the people across the table can add faster than they can.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lot of fun.
so that's another one of my things. So you remember that whole English teacher thing? So that's for the reason. Like, so I had to practice so long, John, to do the counting for that exact reason, because I didn't want to be embarrassed and I didn't want to embarrass the company I was working for. And so I trained obsessively with all the different combinations of 21, and then 5 different cards that equal how much, and then all the way around the table. So yeah, so definitely so important to like
Here's
work on.
here's a blackjack quiz. What is the definition of blackjack?
You mean like
Guys know?
what? Yeah, I was like ace.
Ace 10 or ace in a picture card on the first 2 cards. So if you split aces and you get a 10 or a picture card on that, that is not blackjack. That is just 21.
I'm trying to think of so we usually give a prize like at our table for like the first person to get blackjack. So yeah.
I stay true to the game. If you split the aces, you're not getting paid as blackjack in there.
I'm nice, since it's almost always a charity I'm doing it for. I'm like, I'm gonna give you the blackjack.
There you go. Listen, you can always give them a gimme, but just I always teach the dealers, because if you have a whole table that is happy, for them to get the extra things, I'll do mulligans at times too. But if you get people that you get a Karen at the table, like, no, that's not blackjack. Why are you giving Freddie extra chips? No, because they're trying to get the top prize of their night or like that. And sometimes some people will get upset, with you because you're doing more chips. or I'm sure you guys have been with these dealers here, where I come back to the table and like more than 50% of their chips are gone. I was like, listen, there is either you don't know how to count, or this is an impossibility that these people are the luckiest people on earth. I said, if you're trying to make tips, this is not the way to do it, because the organization sometimes, if they can't sell, especially with a charity, if they can't resell more vouchers,
Yep.
then they're not going to. Then the charity's not going to be successful that night, and they're not going to. And they're not going to be. They're not going to call the company back again because they didn't meet their goal. So you got that balance of being fun and thinking about what the goal is of the organization for that night.
I was just out at a charity one on Sunday where every time they played if you know when to fold them, know when to hold them, it was half off rebuy. It was hilarious. They played
That's nice. That's good. It's good.
It was so much fun. Like, it was a cowboy theme. I could have my hat on, you know.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. We can get into it, right?
Absolutely.
Definitely. Well, that's why you need a good MC. You need a good croupier, the pit boss, to be able to walk around and to give deals, at different tables at different times to get more people in. They had at this one fundraiser for a football club, they had bottles that they were selling. Like you pop the balloon and you get the prize that's closest to it. So I was doing specials for that. And then they had another thing which was kind of great. They had a whole bunch of gift cards. What they would do is they would buy, they would go to, let's say, Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts or a bunch of different places that have their own gift cards, and they would ask them, can you donate a couple of, a bunch of gift cards? And like McDonald's, or Dunkin' Donuts have these $20 gift cards, right? So you went over there and you bought the gift cards for the face value, right? Your charity gets the money and you still get the full value of the gift card. So it was a win-win for people, but people needed to get a little bit of an incentive to go and buy it. So I was like, well, the next 5 gift cards that are bought, you're going to get an extra $200 in funny money, and they loved me because I sold all their balloons. I sold out all their gift cards. So at the end of the night, they were extremely happy. They came over, even though they know I was the owner, they gave me a nice $200 tip. And I was like, that's the way it's done, So you just gotta, you make givers gain. You make them money, then make you money right back.
I love it. That is awesome. I'm sorry we sort of got off on a
Sorry.
That goes right into like what we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Like, giving the customer the experience, like a good
That's right.
experience.
You got to make them feel like they're at the casino. So this way you take all their money and they go home broke.
There you go. Real life experience. I love it.
I like in Las Vegas vacation. Las Vegas. Oh my God, Vegas Vacation. Where Chevy Chase is in the one place there. He goes, "Let me take you out back and kick you between the legs. It'll hurt less." It's like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, no. Yikes. Yeah. Well, luckily, I mean, we mostly do charity work, so we don't really work with a lot of money, high dollar, which is kind of fun. But yeah, like I think the first event I ever did was with a whole bunch of there was a leaderboard with the chips. But it was an alcohol allowed event, so everyone was pretty
Special.
pretty cool. Yeah.
Special.
It was very special.
Yeah, it must.
That was
if
fun.
the guys aren't decent guys and they start drinking too much, you got to watch out for your female dealers.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, that's why there's a nice table. There's a distance.
Distance. That's right. Distance.
There's a distance. Yeah.
Distance. So definitely.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, well, actually, that brings us right into our wrap up for the evening. So the first thing we have here is how do we engage our customers? And then you have all of my notes in the chat there, and you're more than welcome to steal those if you like. And then for customer service, being a good listener, knowing your line beforehand, staying calm under pressure, kill with kindness. Communication is key. And I also added being responsive. So not only does your client need to be a communicator, you also need to be responsive to them in turn. Having emotional intelligence and using creativity to meet the needs of your customers. So all of those things are great ways to build your customer service. And we love excellent customer service around here. That's how we get repeat business. And that's how we get those 5-star reviews for that. So I think, and yeah, we definitely have a couple great ideas if you're looking to engage your customers, lots of really great. And the homework, come up with a question for us next Tuesday. And also the Google form that I put in, there's Sean Norman. The Google form that I put in there gives you an opportunity to write in your questions too. So if you want to add something, a topic, I know a big one that keeps coming up is insurance. So rest assured, I will have that as a topic coming up soon. Insurance, what insurance do you have? Why do you use that? So we'll have that coming up here pretty quick within the next couple of weeks. But if you do have a topic or something you want to talk about, a question you have, I would love for you to put it in the form or shoot us a text over at EventHawk with our number. So that way I can bring it up in our next discussion. And with
Got a
that,
question for John.
he's got a question. Okay.
Johnny, I heard you last time I heard you talking about Alibaba.
Alibaba.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was trying to buy some chairs off the web off of them, but they said if I need like an agent. How do I get an agent on Alibaba?
So what they're talking about is you don't need an agent for Alibaba. You need an import-export agent that basically, when it comes in to the country, that will do your customs clearing.
Okay.
All right. So that's what you have. Where are you located?
I'm in Rhode Island.
Was that
Providence,
Providence,
Rhode Island.
Yeah. So I don't know anyone up there, but just look for a customs clearance person in Rhode Island, and usually not to be stereotypical, but usually it will be an Oriental individual that knows, especially since you're getting from China. Sometimes your seller will know, because my seller, it's been a while since I ordered from China. My seller put me in line, with somebody that could handle that. And just try to know ahead of time before you buy something how much the tariff is going to cost you, because it'll be a really good deal, but if tariff is just think about it like a sales tax, all right? And so you're gonna, and of course, like your accountant doesn't work for free, the tariff agent doesn't work for free either. So you're gonna have to pay the agent fee, and you're gonna have to pay the tariff, and then of course you don't anything that you've gotten from China, do not book or count on until it's in port. Sometimes, as you've seen what happened in the States, where one of the ports got shut down because of the bridge collapse. A lot of people that might have been getting, things didn't get it for 2 months or longer behind. So very note that you get good deals, but there is a cost on everything. The reason why you pay a United States company to sell you something at a higher price is because they're going to have the product on time when you want it, ready to go. But if you have the time to wait, you can get some great deals. So just look for a customs agent that handles your area. Speak to them. Tell them what's coming in. Sometimes, like when I bought the inflatables, instead of calling it bounce houses, they called it inflatable toys, because it was a cheaper tariff for inflatable toys than it was for bounce houses.
Nice.
So but I will say, tariff agents, it all depends on how diligent they are in their job, and if they took a second glance at it and then realized what it really was, they could have held my stuff up, and they could have been, no, we have to check it out. We have to make sure X, Y, and Z and all this stuff here. So, but just again, do your due diligence. I'm surprised that your person you're buying from doesn't know in your area who it is. But I'm in New York, so in New York it's there's probably a ton of them, and they probably do a lot of shipping, you know, in and out of New York port. So so you just got to find someone in your area that's handling. Is it coming into New York port? Where's it coming into?
She told me she was telling me I need to find an agent first before she does business. So
Oh, okay. That's, you know what, you may want to look for a new person, unless they're the only ones that have it, because usually someone that ships a lot to the States, they've got contacts, because it's just like us, right? You know, if you need an extra generator rental or this or that, you know who to contact, and you know, and where to go. So you may want to look around for somebody else that might be a little easier, that will make your life easier to do business with.
That's right.
Yeah.
Customer service, right? So if they're not in the know, they don't know exactly how to help you, they can't answer your questions unless you give them something, then maybe it's better to consider going
Somebody
to
else.
somebody else.
I know.
For that.
so,
All
so
right.
Make
basically,
your life easy.
wait, right? Google them.
Yeah, Google it. But you know, just like your customers are going to check out your reviews, check out their reviews too. Make sure it's somebody that is, you know, somebody that is not in business just a day. You know, that somebody, especially with this kind of line, they got you definitely need somebody who has experience and knows what they're doing, because if they don't fill out the right paperwork, and you're trusting, you got a lot of trust when you do international shipments. You got to trust that whoever's selling it to you, that they're going to stand behind that product. Alibaba helps with that. But of course, you know, when you have a problem, there's, you know, it could be, you know, a couple of months before it gets all resolved in your favor. And can you afford that time frame, you know, of stuff? So check anyone that you're doing business without. Make sure that they have somebody that you know, or somebody that maybe is in one of these groups that say, oh yeah. Yeah, you can always ask in the group there, say, listen, has anyone imported X, Y, or Z, and who have they used? And then you can try to go to them and see if they have similar prices. Just like you're going to tell your customers, right? If somebody else is so much cheaper than someone else, there's sometimes always a reason why. So you gotta think about it. You know, what do they say? If something's too good to be true, it usually is, right? But that's my New Yorker mentality. I'm always suspect of everybody.
Amen. Same here.
Amen.
So,
That's true.
no.
All righty. Well, does that count as Adriano's question, or he gets to come up with another one for Tuesday? John, what do you think?
Come up with, listen,
About to say, I wanna know.
come up as many questions as you want. You need to learn. So this way here, you know, I feel like if we elevate even my other competitors, if somebody calls me up and wants to know something, you know, a competitor in my area there, you know, if they're nice to me, okay, you know, I will be more than happy to sit down and talk to them, you know about it. If they're a friendly, I got a lot of friendly competitors in the local area. If you're not busy Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it's not something that your competitor is doing. It's something that you're doing wrong. And so I want to give as much knowledge as possible, you know, out to you. So if you have whatever questions you have, whatever you're stumped on, if there's something that you're not getting, you know, definitely come back to the group and ask, and then hopefully somebody, if I don't know it, I don't know it all. If I don't know it, definitely someone else can know it. I mean, I'm in awe of Stacy. I haven't been able to get her on the phone. Is her daughter okay? I know that her daughter had a procedure last time, right? So that's I didn't want to bother her because I figured she's going through all that. But yeah, definitely. I mean, like I'm always want to learn. I sometimes I will learn from people that have just gotten the industry too, because sometimes they got a new perspective on something that I may be stuck in my ways, that I'm not willing to budge on. So what are you gonna do?
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, John, for being a wealth of knowledge and being willing to share with the community, because that's really exciting to have that and have that as a resource. So thank you for that. And
Yeah.
John, Caleb, Adriano, I know Kathy's hopped off, John, Norman. Thank you so much, Zoel. Thank you for coming in. And Brandon, thank you for taking your time this evening with Bookie to come in and chat.
Yay!
All right.
Epic.
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 I remember from, I don't know if you ever watched That's How I Met Your Mother. Wait for it. Epic. All the time on that show used to go. So it's just love it.
Alrighty. And on that note, I will see you guys next Tuesday. We'll
All right.
Bye.
Bye
Thank you, John.
Thank
your help.
you. Bye bye.